guys, Troy here with Cape Ann Conversations again. Today I've got Courtney Tully from Denim Blanket Company. Courtney,
Hello.
say hi.
Hi, everyone.
And then I'm going to have you jump in, tell the story, because we're also not just Denim Blanket Company. I want you to make sure you shout out the rest of the businesses that you run, but tell us like how we got here.
That's very kind. One, thank you for having me. Two, it's a weird, windy, twisting journey, which I think, I don't know, these things tend to be, right? So we opened an inn in Rockport. It's called the Addison Choate. We opened it 6 months before COVID. We had done every bit of analysis from a business perspective, except for a global pandemic, which was great. And so we obviously were closed. We couldn't open. We were like, this was a terrible idea. What did we do? And it became very apparent to us that we needed to have an element of our business that wasn't totally reliant on people coming to us to stay. And so we were like, what could we make? What could we create that could be a product that we could sell online? And we wanted it specifically to be hospitality adjacent, right? So we were thinking sheets, towels, like linens, and we were like, well, blankets. Blankets are like they're something that I love because I am always cold. And they're something that can be like easily packaged, easily shipped, like easily washed. They're cozy. It kind of felt like everything that you needed when you were just like stuck at home in winter trying to figure out like what you were going to do. And so we were like, all right, we're going to make blankets. And originally they were going to be woven blankets. And then we started to reach out to manufacturers in the United States, and we were like, oh, like we actually can't make these here. And that was really what started like the ethos behind Denim Blanket Company, which was like, we want a product that we can make in America. We want to support manufacturing because it's clearly an issue. And so the lack of being able to manufacture the product that we were originally thinking of really led to like the development of a product that we could. And so we could source the fleece, we could source denim, and we were like, all right, they're going to be denim blankets, right? They're going to be denim lined with fleece. We can get the material here. We can get them made here. And that's how Denim Blanket Company was born, really, like out of necessity to just have an income stream.
And we've had a strong textile industry in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
It was down in like where you're doing it now, right? Like Fall River area was textile headquarters for the United States for a long, and it still has a history of it operating there.
Yeah, totally. And it was really wild. Like there's like 2 or 3 mills that do, like sheets and bed linens in the U.S. and most of them have their own brands, so they don't contract out. And then there's only a couple of like blanket manufacturers. One's in Massachusetts, and obviously like there's Pendleton, right?
Yep.
They still do their blankets, but like their clothing, they're shipping out to Mexico and other locations with like the fabrics made here, but sending them out to be assembled. So it became very apparent very quickly that like manufacturing here is a problem, and this is something that we really want to support from a brand perspective. And so that's how Denim Blanket Company was created. A couple of panicked new business owners trying to figure out how they were going to stay afloat. Now, like COVID ended up not being as bad as we thought from a hospitality perspective. They obviously presented new challenges from like a, cleaning and sanitization perspective. But what we saw was that we were getting a lot of people locally come to Rockport who had never been to Rockport.
Yeah, everyone was traveling.
Yeah, which was really cool to see. Like we had a lot of people who would just come like every month or every 2 months for a weekend, just to either like get out of the city or like have a change of pace. And so I think what COVID ended up doing was creating more of a drive of tourism to Rockport for a group of people who never really would have gone.
I feel like it extended the season, the travel
season. It
season.
totally did.
Where it used to be so summer, you got the shoulders were bigger and broader.
The shoulders, and as we're starting to like continue to do this, the shoulders just get longer and longer, right? Like now we're pretty busy through October, right? Because we get Salem overflow now.
Yep.
And people taking the train down into Salem instead of staying in Salem. And now we're starting to get some more of that like Christmas and holiday traffic, which is really great to see. So it really is like, it's pretty steady through New Year's Day. And then things kind of start to peter off because Rockport in the winter it's a vibe. and you got to be ready
Yeah.
for the vibe. But it's been really great. It's been like very rewarding, and the Addison Choate has obviously given us a platform to market Rockport and market local Rockport businesses, which is really, really important to us. It's important for like us to support the community and for our guests to like be able to come in and know like where to go, like what shops are great, what restaurants to eat at. And so it's been a lot of fun.
There's a candy store right across from your store. And you can go in there and get like, it's like 4 or 5 pieces of saltwater taffy that they make right there for like $1. I recommend that to everybody after you go buy a denim blanket.
100%. And if you're in Rockport during Christmas, you can go in and watch them make the candy canes in-house.
That's fun.
Which is so cool.
It's just something. Rockport's a great like summer destination, even for locals to just go walk the neck there.
It totally is.
What is it? The new burger joint there?
Oh, Little Sister.
Little Sisters. I was gonna say
So
Three
good.
Sisters, but that was the farm. So good.
So good. Get their waffle fries. They're amazing.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like, so I grew up on the North Shore. My husband grew up in southern New Hampshire. We were living in Beverly when we were looking for inns, and we were originally looking in like your usual places like Vermont and like the White Mountains and Kennebunkport. And my husband had never been to Rockport. Like we lived in Beverly for years. He had never been to Rockport. We drove up here on like a whim. We were like, let's go kick around Rockport for the day. And we drove past the Addison Choate and saw the for sale sign, and we were like, huh, that would be easy, right? Like,
bingo.
We live close. Like, we don't have to completely uproot ourselves and move to a random location. Like, we obviously wanted to see if the model of creating an inn with like modern amenities and like really comfortable places to stay would work. Like a place where we would stay, right? Because like I'm not going to stay at an inn when I travel, typically, right?
Yeah.
Like I want the like the creature comforts. I want the like soft bed. I want the like great Wi-Fi. And so it was like a nice way for us to test out if it would actually work.
I stayed at an inn one time, a long time ago, and I didn't know this is my first time staying at like a B&B type inn. And we showed up, and there was only a bath. You couldn't even take a shower.
Yeah, no.
And
no,
that was
absolutely not.
what are we doing?
That was like there were a couple of like non-starters for us. Like every room had to have their own bathroom. Like I'm not gonna like scamper out in the middle of the night in my PJs to like find a communal bathroom. But there also had to be places for people to be able to eat separately, because that's like, I love to be like social and interact with people, but like usually not in the morning. Usually that's like, I need some coffee. I need to like give myself some time to come to. And I didn't want to be like forced into a social situation like right out of the gate.
Yeah, you need the optionality.
Like I want you to choose. Yeah. Like if you want to eat with other people, interact, cool. If you don't want to do that, that is also okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you open the store in correlation with the Denim Blanket Company?
So,
did you start online or selling at your hotel first?
So we were online exclusively probably from, what was it, 2020? Is that one? Yeah, I think 2020 until last season. Last season was our first year with the physical location.
Okay.
So we rented this space in January, we renovated it, and we finally opened in May of last year.
Yeah, and so we need to talk a little bit about what's going on in there today. If people haven't been there, paint the picture for us. It's not just a store of blankets.
It's not. No, and that was very intentional. When we were like, we're going to open a physical location, I was like, well, we can't just sell blankets. As much as I would love to just sell blankets, because
you have a lot of variety and
we do, yeah. So
choice to pick
the
from.
whole ethos of the store and of the brand itself, honestly, is to support American makers. And so we've got a lot of really great products that are made, a lot of them in New England. So we've got Addison Choate bracelets, and we have Break Trail Co. Backpacks and wallets, and we've got Danforth pewter, which is out of Vermont. So we have a lot of like really wonderful local New England goods, and then some other, more national American-made products. We have also started to make our own like clothing as well. So we have a sweater line that we partner with our manufacturer in Fall River.
Which my wife owns, the Après Ski sweater.
So that one's not ours, but
Okay.
that's okay. I'll forgive it. No, that's another great American maker, but these are like actual knit sweaters.
Okay.
And so we've got like the fisherman sweaters and like the cable knits, and they're all 100% cotton, and they're made in Fall River. We obviously have blankets, and then we also very recently, we're about to launch them. We created a whole line of vintage Rockport tees. So we've got like, the Peg Leg In t-shirt with the old Peg Leg logo, and the Twin Light Soda with the Twin Light Soda logo. So those are coming up, which is really exciting.
Nice. And there's handmade cutting boards. There's handmade leather dog leashes. I'm trying to remember this from my own memory. There's like a candle line, right?
Yep, the candle line is ours. Yeah, and those are actually they're hand poured in California, which is really great. We've got a local potter who sells her stuff in our shop, which is really great. Also teaches at Cynthia Curtis Pottery. If you're looking for a great pottery class to take, highly would recommend. Her name is Allison. And so it's been really nice to be able to support the local makers. We have a jewelry maker who grew up in Newburyport, lives down in New Jersey now, Vincent Hawley. He's also like a mixed media artist, and we have like his earrings and some bracelets from him. And so it's been really nice to like source a lot of this stuff and be able to really support like people who are committed to making things in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're all going to say that this is working, and that's the key, right? Like, people won't necessarily hear this the same day, but it's April 16th. We're recording this right now, April 16th. We're like in the middle of a tariff trade war with the world, and it's like
Dun,
dark
dun.
days. But at the root of it, it's like people have been importing cheap, indistinguishable products from overseas for far too long. And I think you mentioned this before. It's like the capability of even making some of the things you thought you were going to make have been just eliminated from the U.S. And you found a product that you can make, and that's fantastic. And you're continuing to support it and these other makers, and it's working. There's people out there, that will prioritize buying American-made products and paying a premium for a premium product, and something that's distinguishable and that lasts a long time and has a story that they can connect with and supports local businesses, and that those local businesses support other local t-ball teams and all of those things, and it's working.
It is working. And, it's one of those things, like, when you think about, and this is where I'm going to show my age a little bit, like, I still have some, like, vintage sweaters and, like, vintage LL Bean fleeces from, like, high school.
I have
From,
a
like, the
Patagonia, which I don't give Patagonia all of the credit, but I feel like they're one of the good ones. I think I bought it when I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, and, like, it's lasted. Like, it's still in rotation. Like, it still gets washed on a regular basis. And so, like, so you think about the products that we used to buy and how long they would last. And then you sort of look at what we buy now and, like, the quality of it. And sometimes you, like, put something in the wash and it just, like, comes unraveled after, like, one cycle. And it's this whole fast, not just fashion, but also, like, home goods, right? Like, this, like, idea of, like, fast, instant gratification stuff that we buy that then just ends up getting thrown out, put in landfills, right? And so there's this there's a broader chain here that obviously we're not going to solve, but we're trying, right? Like,
right.
we want people to have the products that we make and the products that our makers make for a really long time. We want them to last. We want them to be that backpack that you've had since 2025, and it's like 2050, right? And like you're still carrying it. It's like loved and worn and has patina, and it's just like this like really great staple for you. But that's like, it's one of those things where then you're trying to like change behavior, right? Like, it's like this idea of changing consumer behavior. And there are some people who get it and love it and they're into it and they support it, and then there are some people who are just looking for the deal or something cheap, which we have things that aren't super expensive, but they're, smaller, more trinket type of things as opposed to, the bigger items, which we want you to view as an investment, and we want you to view as like we're supporting these like American companies making these products.
Yeah, the touch that I really like in your store is that when you have this section that's sort of set apart from everywhere else for a specific maker, there's like a placard with like the picture of the maker on it, their story, sort of where they are, and so you get to connect with more than just these handmade cutting boards with the maker that makes those cutting boards, and get to see that person, because they're not everyone's in Rockport, like you said, they're in Vermont or wherever nearby too, and that's like just that. It's such an intelligent touch. And it's the reason why people need to come in there.
Yeah, for sure. Like it really is this idea of like humanizing the product, because like what we sell, like they're made by like local people in your community, and it's really important for us to be like grounding you in that, so that you understand like, oh, hey, these pillows from Salty Cottage, like this is the maker of those pillows, and she's down in Beverly and she does some really cool stuff, right? Like it's all about grounding you in who these people are, because they're all wonderful people to work with, and we just really want to support what we're doing. So you can do it in the store. You can also do it online. Like we're still doing some tweaks to our website, because we do have a lot of products now. We need to make it a little bit easier to find things, but you can still go on our website and select a maker and read all about their story and see the products from them that we sell, and we'll ship them to you. So it is one of those things where we want to make it so that it's accessible if you can't come to Rockport.
That's
even
smart.
Though you should.
Because a lot of people that come to Rockport too aren't from like here, from Cape Ann. They're from other places, so they may come and buy the denim blanket, but then remember the après-ski sweater and want to buy that, but they live in New Jersey or wherever. And so having that yin and yang of e-commerce, that omni-channel approach, I think that's the future. I think that's the difference between our generation and the boomer generation that have had a lot of these stores on, bearskin neck. As they leave, we're coming in, you're coming in, and you're replacing some of that with, we can have a storefront here and we can make bearskin neck work, even though it's, really busy in the summer and the shoulder seasons, by supplementing with e-commerce online and connecting with those people and gathering their attention when they're in town and keeping it while they're out of town.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like when you think about like when you're traveling somewhere and you only have a limit, especially if you're flying in, right? Like you only have a limited amount of space. Like it's nice to be able to then go home and be like, oh, I saw that sweatshirt and I really loved it. Like I've thought about it and now I want to buy it and have it sent, which is great that you can still do that.
Which is what is so awesome about your store. There's nothing in there that somebody's going to be able to fly home and buy at Target. Like they're just not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like you intentionally are finding products that you want to last for a long time, that you can invest the money into and get the useful life out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you can't wash the blankets that we make 300 times, don't commit me to that number, but like
we're all counting.
You know what I mean? Like I want it, like, and they do. Like we obviously have tested this product for years at this point with friends who've got kids, who've got animals, and they're constantly being washed. Like your favorite pair of like jeans from the 90s, right? Like they just get softer, they just get a little bit more worn in, but they're still like a very viable, comfortable product to have.
Yeah. Let's give some shout outs, some shameless plugs here. Where can people find you, follow you? Give us the website.
Yeah. So our website is denimblankets.com. You can also find us on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. And you can shop online. You can shop via social. You can call us if you want, and we'll be happy to do a phone call order. Our physical location is at 4 Dock Square in Rockport. So if you are in town, please pop in and say hi. We always love to see the folks who are in and visiting Rockport and kind of supporting the community. And we would love for you to support our makers. Even if you're not buying blankets, we have so many great things for you to choose from, whether it's greeting cards or stationery or little candles. Like we really just want you to support the makers that we carry.
Now, what about the Addison Choate Inn? Are we booked for the summer? If somebody wants to stay, do we just go to the website and book there?
Just go to the website.
We definitely don't go to Airbnb.
Well, you could go to Airbnb. We're also on Airbnb.
Is it?
We would prefer that you didn't, though, because obviously
Every dollar counts.
every dollar counts. Yeah. So we're obviously booking up for summer as we speak here. So we have the Addison Choate. We also just purchased and renovated what used to be the carriage house to the Addison Choate. It used to sit behind a fence. We longingly looked at it for the past 6 years, and we finally got an opportunity to buy it. So those rooms are also online. It's the carriage house. They're basically townhouse apartments. So there's one on each side, 1 bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, living room. There are no pictures yet, but you can go on social and kind of follow along with the progress. And then we have Sally Webster, which is over on Mount Pleasant Street, and there's rooms available there as well. But you can book everything on addisonchoate.com.
You guys are busy.
We're busy. We're tired.
Do you need, so another opportunity here, do you need help? Like, do you need, like if somebody was like, wow, this sounds really great. I like working in hospitality.
Yeah.
Do you need
We
workers,
always need help.
cleaners?
Yeah.
Even for Denim Blanket, people to work the counter?
Yeah, for sure. We always could use help.
Do people cross over for you?
They do. Yeah.
That's us.
They
I love that
definitely do.
about local small businesses when you own multiple businesses.
Yep, and like so they can like clean, especially if folks want more hours, right? Like they can clean in the morning and then like come over and work the shop in the afternoon. We get that a lot with like the college kids that come in the summer who are just like, I want all the hours because I gotta save all the money.
Yeah.
But also like if you have a product that you like that's made in America that we don't carry, like send it to us. Like we're more than happy to start to source things that people want to buy.
Or if you're making
maker,
a little
yes.
like, absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll find a little spot to give them a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put you on the website. We'll do some social stuff, and you can be in the store. And yeah, we'd love to. We love that about like the physical location of the stores. It gives us an opportunity to really carry products and support people who are just starting, because we certainly know how difficult that is. We're not like that far along in the denim blanket journey, but we certainly remember it from starting the Addison Choate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an amazing offer. If somebody doesn't follow up, if you have a little business where you're making something, I mean, you don't get that offer every day, and you guys do such a good job of it. It really will add value to somebody. Well, Courtney, I appreciate you coming on here and telling this story.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I, enjoy the next couple weeks maybe of a little bit of quiet
As
and
we like ease in here.
Yeah, and we'll come see you this summer.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you.